Mass, just about 31 miles from Foxborough. He might have the quickest hands in all of college lacrosse, but he's not just winning faceoffs. He leads the nation in ground balls. He gets involved as a scorer. He can push the ball in transition and ease, which allows them to flip a script if they get that slow start. Has the ability to gain possession, which will be at a premium in this matchup.
Yeah, great point. So much of this game will be determined by tempo. Mullen, teen and orange, Sam English, a first-team All-American. Shot on the run and a score. Owen Hiltz, who tagged the game winner in each of the first 2 rounds for Syracuse with the opening salvo in semifinal number 2.
He's got magical wrists. Canadian double sevens. With all the attention on the right side with Joey Spano. You give Hiltz the ball on the wing. This is a beautiful kind of hedge downfield and then using the pick to get to.
Regular season meeting between these two went to Maryland up in College Park. Here comes Keegan. It caused confusion at times for some of the players. Here's another chance. That's
facts. They take on that same persona of their coach, Gary Gate, a Canadian.
Spolane range. Shot on the run, McCool in a wild 1918 thriller. They beat Princeton last week. 2 great fan bases starting to fill up Gillette Stadium. Luke Rowe, 3 career semifinals. The Terps have a chance here. Kelly's open. Catch, release, McCool. Jack Cascadden, big day at the Faceoff X, had a goal. Staub. Here's English, bouncer on the run. McNaney too good. Cat-like reflexes. Young man from Corning, New Rain. Most of the afternoon, Sun has been playing hide and seek, mostly seek. Spanos using the Whittier pick. Turns the corner, gets top side, and we are tied at 1.
Spanos got buried after the shot. No flag surprises me. It was high and it was late. Terps, they own restarts. They're really good.
Tempo and speeding it up. If they full court press, 10-man ride them.
Righty. Former Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Urksa doubled. Kelly lost his defender. Spanos, swim move. Again.
So now it is his own.
They're packed in. Stovall from the outside. Zone buster.
When you pack it in, you're daring Maryland and their stretch shooters. Quint, you talked about Stovall yesterday. As a young player, when he finds his groove, his upside's massive. He's 6'4", a Florida kid with an absolute gasser. When he had.
And now Maryland, I want to run here. Stamos, Larkin puts one on cage. A.J. Larkin scored against Syracuse in February. He does it again. And the Terps have a 3-1 lead. So much for the Terps playing slow.
There are moments when they play fast. I did the game down in Atlanta against Notre Dame. Larkin and McDonald, the long stick midfielders, were terrific.
McDonald over to the wing. There's a skip pass. Kelly left-handed. Spanos working on Dwan. Now help coming from Kikemo. Spanos slips. Puts one on Cade.
Got to go to the net. Got to go to the net,
I'm not
Joey.
sure they know how much time is left.
Time's on the clock.
Here comes Spalina against Schaller. Spalina feeding inside for Thompson. Maryland is
5 turnovers. Maryland only 1.
The mental mistakes or the offsides and
these 2 programs meeting for the 5th time on championship week. Back to Keegan on the invert. Converted attackman. Working on Jake Spalina. Gets back inside. McCool denies the against the stingy Maryland half-field defense. Leo from the outside. McNaney. 2-6 on championship Monday. That's been the kryptonite. Daniel Kelly, who's had a pair of 2-goal games in this tournament, gives Maryland a 4-1 lead. And Q, when you're down 4-1 against Maryland, the deficit seems larger.
John Tillman is analytical, he's meticulous, brilliant, he's a thoughtful thinker. In this game, one team's goalie was running on a clear, they didn't call timeout. The other team called timeout. And guess what happened on the other side of that timeout?
They cash in. Daniel Kelly.
Here's Leo from the wing. Leo's shot saved the extra man, top 10 nationally. About to be back to even. Shot clock winding down. It's down to 4, down to 3. Leo hits. Syracuse has missed its last 11 shots. And the Terps on the other end, able to cash in.
Chip away. Jesse Bernhardt's unit blasting the Syracuse extra man opportunity, one of the best in the country.
Big atmospheres. They've played when it's loud. Whittier, that one hit the pipe. Rebound, Kelly. 6-1. It's a Terps avalanche.
Matt Ward in the studio talked about the amount of shots that Maryland were getting as if that was going to be a barometer, and he was exactly right. Terps' leading assister is Whittier. That time it's a shot. McCool thinks it goes behind the net. Watch the goalie react to this. He gets a piece right there. He thinks the ball.
But this Maryland team's different.
You don't come back on Maryland. Bryce Ford with a great look. Hangman now. Maryland has 15 shots on goal. Spano. Drill of Spanos. Stovall using the pick. And Spano sneaks it over the shoulder of McCool. And we get flags after the play. Tempers starting to flare. Perhaps some frustration on the Syracuse side.
Terp Nation loves it. They know what it takes to play on this weekend. 8 seconds left.
He's got 9 in this NCAA tournament. Skip pass. Shot the score. Bryce Ford. Terps pouring it on.
Tough day at the office.
That says it all.
Yeah, that's a meme.
Skip pass, sensational. Grip it, rip it. With your feet set, your shooting percentage is going through.
These two played in mid-February. It was a close game at the half. Urxa all the way. Syracuse will have a man-up opportunity, a free possession here. And the Orange able to cash in on the interior. Finn Thompson. And that ends an 8-0 Terrapin run.
This is some sort of lever pass. I think it's Sam English running right-handed downhill. Watch him just flip this over. Like almost part of his cradle. How did he see that? That's a serious play.
Yeah, that is a vintage.
Half number 1 comes to an end. The Terrapins with 18 shots on goal, 29 shots altogether. McNaney game, but being down 6 against Maryland, that is the tallest order. American. Aiken changing directions. Urxa doorstep dunk.
High skill level, man. These guys can really zing it. Looking for answers. Force feed the crease. Maryland collapses ball on the ground. Then at the other end, if you're Cuse, you make a bad slide here. Look, 3 guys come to the ball.
3 guys ball watching, leaving Urxa wide open, and yet another.
Of that championship run.
That was when the motorcycle grip.
Right now, it's not a grip that Maryland has on Syracuse. It's an iron chokehold. Spanos a hat trick. It's 10-2, and it feels like a runaway Terrapin train.
Grip and rip. Garino was a standard face-off guy, going a bunch of guys that were motorcycle happy. Right here you see the wrists and the grip strength of Eric Spanos. That move to get his hands free was sick. He dropped that left plant foot to get topside, and then McCool.
On ESPN, UNC blitzed Florida in the semis. Thompson gets one back for Syracuse, his second goal. And Northwestern with a furious fourth quarter rally to beat BC. 10-3, 10:52 to go in the third.
Thompson from Wyatt Hoddle. Snappy wrist work on this goal.
Yeah, Wyatt Hoddle. What'd you say earlier in the season? It was lightning out of us.
Top Schaller, top defender in the Big Ten on him. Leo feeding in.
See the lower body strength of Schaller, who was a big-time hockey player. Told me yes.
In the area code, somehow it trickles back to the orange. Shot clock at 11, and Leo with McNaney out of the cage. It's 10-4.
What are we doing? I'm surprised Syracuse hasn't used Joey Spalina as a picker to make Schaller play off ball. Going forward, I'd like to see more of that. They catch a break here. Watch McNaney, the goalie, makes a decision to make a play on this ground ball.
I'm not sure he knows where it is.
I think he was going to pick off the pass.
I thought he anticipated Spalina getting it out in the lower right. That's fast forward.
Hoddle with an assist. Now they had Hoddle in that two-man game. Spalina, feed to the wing.
Make him play off ball. Right.
Spalina, body Schaller, tries to get in. There's Roa. Down the alley, bounce shot, score. The orange got a little juice.
They've been starving for big lacrosse in late May in central New York. Luke Rowe is part of this junior class. It was the #1 rated recruiting class in the country a few years ago. And I believe it throughout the season, the best 1-2 punch at the long stick midfield position in the country.
Third four. Keegan, Kelly, Leo play catch. Those two All-Americans along with English. Thompson shot gobbled up by McNaney. Finally tracks it on the crease.
Orange run the weave up top. They get a important stop of the day.
McDonald. Over to the wings. Spanos with his fourth.
Patience, patience, patience. 6th-year season for Logan McNaney. He's seen it all. He tracks that.
Not quite there yet.
Hoddle, bouncer, McNaney another save. Maryland 15 minutes away.
But he gets one here.
Urgency for Syracuse. Mullen, wheeling, dealing, scoring. And Syracuse gets one 8 seconds into the fourth quarter for Mullen, his 5th of the season.
Trying to relish the moment if you're Johnny Mullen. Maryland gives him the lane, he takes it. Rolls back, and he just won't be denied. And the interesting thing about lacrosse now, you think of
this zone, they will do nothing for the first 30 seconds. They will just bleed that 30.
There's not a lot of time to waste offensively now. First shot, you almost have to go, don't you? And then you have McNaney. No flag. Ford with 4, with 3. Oh, backbreaker. With 2 on the shot clock. A back-breaking goal by Bryce Ford. It's 12-6.
In the last 20 minutes, that is 3 goals with under 10 seconds left on the shot clock. So you're going to bleed them out.
To detail. He says when you see it, it's eye-opening because he... And then 2022, when Maryland went undefeated.
Massive lean in terms of possessions. I think he's heating up, that guy.
Michael Leo makes it 12-7. second goal for Leo.
Kirk and I have been talking about how we want Syracuse to run their offense through the midfield. This is exactly what the doctor ordered. The junior from Long Island, he's a lefty. He rolls back, and from mid-range, he finds pay dirt.
Day inside of 10 seconds on the shot clock. Spanos puts one on Kate.
In the second half, so he was holding that last timeout, I think.
Leo, no.
In terms of their scoring and their options.
Bounce shot, there is McNaney. Grace thunders into the box, pulls the trigger. McNaney is spinning away.
We talk about McNaney coming back from that ACL. And
Larkin, one last dagger into the cold Syracuse corpse.
He wanted that one. Did you see on that first goal afterwards a little chirping between Larkin and maybe a Syracuse defender as Gary Gate looks on? But we talk about McNaney as Larkin just pounds this from deep. McNaney and...
But Cornell came into this tournament as the team to beat. One more for the Terps. Luca Ward, and now flags. John Tillman is about to be 8-0 against Syracuse. It all goes back to that 2000 movie 3 times prior. 71, 76, 2022. English gets one final tally for the Cuse with 2.9.
We were sitting on a nice football score at 14-7, because some people say this Maryland lacrosse team reminds them of the Iowa football team.
Syracuse went for 2.
That guy right there is Hastic, upside with Rupel and experience under his belt.
They do it again. John Tillman in May is indomitable. The Terps advanced to championship Monday for the 9th time in the Tillman era. The season comes down to Cornell and Maryland.
Let's go. It's a good year for Gary Gate.
Yeah,
little by little, he's building.
4.
Yeah,
That's
year
right.
4, he's leading this team in the right direction. Losing record 500, go to the quarterfinals last year, now championship weekend. They have a